Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Let's start with a question. Have you ever gotten to the end of a long, exhausting day, looked back at everything you did, and felt empty? You were busy. Sure, your to-do list might even have a bunch of check marks on it, but deep down in that quiet place, you didn't actually move the needle. You didn't make any real, meaningful progress on the things that truly matter. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. And you're not lazy. You're just experiencing a powerful psychological trick your brain plays on you, called completion bias. It's this sneaky, subconscious force that has us chasing the feeling of being done instead of chasing actual, tangible progress. Today, we're going to drag this cognitive bias out into the light, understand how it keeps us stuck, and most importantly, learn how to break free from its grip and start making the kind of progress that genuinely changes our lives. So, what exactly is happening in our heads? It all comes down to a little chemical called dopamine. Our brains are hardwired to seek pleasure and rewards, and dopamine is the neurotransmitter that delivers that feeling of satisfaction. Every single time you complete a task, no matter how small, your brain releases a tiny hit of dopamine. It's a little pat on the back that says, "Good job. You did a thing." Replying to a quick text message. Boom, dopamine. Clearing out your unread emails. Cha-ching, another hit. Tidying up your desk for the 5th time this week. You get the picture. It feels good. It feels productive. And our brains, being the clever little reward seekers they are, start to crave that feeling. We begin to unconsciously prioritize tasks that give us that quick, easy hit. This is where the trap is set. We start chasing that feeling of completion like a drug, mistaking the chemical rush for genuine achievement. The core problem here is a simple but profound truth. Not all tasks are created equal. You can spend an entire 8-hour workday checking off a dozen small, insignificant items. You can answer every email, return every call, and organize every file. At the end of the day, your list is shorter. You feel accomplished. But the one big, hairy, audacious goal that could actually propel your career, your business, or your personal life forward, it's still sitting there, untouched. You've effectively spent your day on the sidelines, busy with warm-up exercises, while the main event has been completely ignored. This is completion bias in its most deceptive form. It makes you feel good about staying busy, while you're actually just procrastinating on what matters. Let us make this more concrete with a real-life scenario that I am sure many of us can relate to. Picture a university student. Let's call her Sarah. Sarah has a massive 20-page research paper due at the end of the semester. It's worth a huge chunk of her final grade. It's the kind of project that requires deep thinking, extensive research, and sustained focus. It's intimidating. It's uncomfortable. On her to-do list, that paper looms large, but also on her list are smaller, more manageable tasks. Respond to a discussion board post. Complete a 10-question online quiz. Read a short chapter for another class. What does Sarah do? She tackles the small stuff first. I'll just get these out of the way, and then I can really focus on the paper, she tells herself. She finishes the quiz check. She writes the discussion post check. Dopamine hit after dopamine hit. She feels productive, but the day ends, and the research paper is still a blank document. The next day, the same cycle repeats. She finds more small tasks to complete, all under the guise of warming up or clearing the deck. In reality, her completion bias is running the entire show. It's her brain's defense mechanism to avoid the discomfort and uncertainty of the big, important task. That I'll start tomorrow becomes a mantra, a shield, protecting her from the heavy lifting, all while giving her the false satisfaction of being a busy student. This brings us to a critical distinction we all need to make in our lives. We have been conditioned to believe that busyness is a badge of honor. We mistake a packed calendar for a sign of importance and a flurry of activity for a sign of progress. But let's be brutally honest with ourselves. Being busy is not the same as being productive. Being busy is about motion. Being productive is about forward motion. It's about direction. You can run in place all day long. You'll be sweaty and exhausted, but you won't have gone anywhere. That's busyness. Productivity is taking deliberate steps, even if they're slow, toward a specific destination. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Real growth, the kind that leads to breakthroughs and significant life changes, rarely happens in the comfort zone of easy check marks. It happens when we're willing to sit with the mess. It happens when we lean into the discomfort of a challenging problem, when we wrestle with a complex idea, and when we work on something for hours without getting that instant dopamine rush of completion. Progress isn't always clean and tidy. Sometimes it's about making a huge mess, chipping away at a giant block of stone, knowing that the beautiful sculpture is inside, but it's going to take a lot of work to reveal it. So, how do we fight back? How do we retrain our brains to value progress over the mere act of completion? It's not about willpower alone. It's about having a strategy. Here is a simple, 3-part system to beat completion bias. First, and this is the most crucial step, start your day with the biggest, scariest, most important task. This is often called eating the frog. Do the one thing you are most likely to procrastinate on before you do anything else. Before the emails, before the notifications, before the small stuff can distract you. Dedicate your first block of focused time to that major project. Yes, it'll be hard at first. Your brain will scream for an easy win. Ignore it. By tackling the hardest thing first, you ensure that no matter what else happens during the day, you've already made meaningful progress. Second, you need to work with your brain, not against it. That big, scary task can feel overwhelming because the finish line is so far away. So, you create your own finish lines along the way. Break that massive project down into smaller, concrete milestones. Instead of write a 20-page research paper, your first milestone is create a detailed outline. Check. Then, find and summarize 5 primary sources. Check. Then, write the introduction. Check. Each of these milestones is substantial enough to represent real progress, but small enough to be achievable in a single session. This way, you still get those satisfying dopamine hits. But you're getting them for moving the big rock forward, not for polishing pebbles. You're essentially hacking your own brain chemistry to reward you for doing the right work, not just the easy work. This creates a powerful feedback loop of positive momentum. And the third part of the strategy is to shift your entire reward system. Stop rewarding yourself for simply finishing tasks. Instead, start rewarding yourself for the process for making progress. Did you spend a solid, focused hour on your big project, even if you didn't finish anything? That deserves a reward. A short walk, a cup of your favorite tea, 5 minutes of guilt-free scrolling. You are reinforcing the behavior of engaging with difficult work, not just the outcome of completion. The goal isn't to finish as fast as possible. The goal is to do the work that matters, and to do it well. By rewarding progress, you teach your brain that the effort itself is valuable. This builds the mental endurance required for long-term projects and ambitious goals. Because at the end of the day, life's biggest wins don't come from a series of sprints. They come from a well-paced, determined marathon. So, as we wrap up, I want you to carry this one question with you. The next time you sit back at the end of the day feeling productive, pause and ask yourself honestly, was I just busy today? Or was I actually productive? Did I spend my energy on tasks that made me feel good in the moment? Or did I invest my energy in tasks that will get me closer to my dreams? Don't let completion bias trick you into feeling good about standing still. True fulfillment doesn't come from a long list of crossed-off trivialities. It comes from the quiet satisfaction of knowing you faced the challenge, you leaned into the discomfort, and you took a tangible step forward. That is where real growth happens. Embrace the uncomfortable. Stay focused on the big picture. Your future self will thank you for it. Thank you so much for spending your valuable time with me today. If this message resonated with you, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more content on building a more intentional and productive life. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What is the one big frog you're going to tackle first tomorrow? Let's hold each other accountable. Until next time, stay focused and keep moving forward.